So we're gonna do our last go round with the Samurai Rain team. We substituted Mungus for Corviknight because Roaring Moon was a, to say the least, a bitch. And really, what it was about is that, so for example, if I faced backs, it would have been a similar issue, which I noticed when I was making it. But I was maybe we'll leave it out play. And the real linchpin is the fact that I have a Samurott, because the point of Rain typically is to have a Rain abuser, but Samurott's really just a water type, right? It doesn't really abuse the Rain like in a way where it's worth having this be a Rain team. Excuse me. And so because of that, like something like Floatzel would help check the backs. Not saying Floatzel counters backs, but it would help with the speedier dragons in particular. And speak of the devil, we're facing a Excalibur, so let's get this party started. I don't know how much I decayed. Okay, a little over 10 points, not too bad. So we're this will put us back into the 18, and depending on how badly and quickly we're beating people, then we'll go to the 1900 this episode, and then start up the new team in the 1900s. So yeah, let's have some fun. Samurott's actually quite lethal in this one. Quite lethal indeed. Glamora is mid-ish. Pelipper is solid-ish. Dragapult is solid-ish. Really, it's just the Corv Iron Defense mashes him up, other than Vulcan Goldie. Rain plus Gambit should check it if you're in a Volcarona, so I'll keep that tucked. Tusk is there to check Gambit, so I'll keep that tucked, and Corviknight can do the same. Polt's Draco is almost unguardable. Almost. If I hit Shadow Ball. Okay, so we're gonna do, I was tempted to weather there. To start with my Rain. Because I think it was last episode, I showed you exactly why, right? The Glamora situation. He's forced to use. Okay, Dazzle. That's phenomenal. I'm really glad he did that, because now Glamora, he's gonna switch to his Gambit here, obviously, because he sees that I am. But I want the Gambit hit, right? And I want to see the Gambit's item. So right here, the obvious Tusk is obvious. Which is why I'm expecting Glamora. I'm thinking about my long term. So let's say I were to measure the risk versus reward here of double Shadow Balling, expecting his Glamora to come in, right? Samurott's slower, so nothing on my team is faster except this. If Glamora were to come in and I pivot to Great Tusk, he would go for Dazzling Gleam, as I would Rapid Spin and I'd take a ton of damage. Alternatively, could be Pelipper. And so what we're going to do is go in Pelipper, because he's either going to Iron Head or go to Glamora. So he stays into Iron Head. Katao could come out. Katao would hurt me if Iron Head did 26. Katao is going to do a lot. So the question is, and what I'll do is then, is it worth... Because I could have hard switched to Great Tusk here. I could Surf for the Gambit damage, which would open up Shadow Balls later on. I could, and my own Gambit. My own Gambit's actually quite threatening. I would reduce my Rain turns. So what I'll end up doing is... I want to free switch in the Samurai. I'm gonna U-turn. I figured he might do what he just did, and part of me wanted to Surf, because I was like, but that's a horrible play though if you do that. But it worked for him, because if I Surf there, the Glamora comes in and loses his item completely. But I didn't think he'd do that, so he got a lot of mileage out of the Glamora. I should have accounted for the worst case scenario, which was that. Now it has its upsides, but now I have to deal with T-spikes and rocks. So the whole point of, he got more out of that exchange than I did, especially because I played so well in the beginning, accounting for all of that. So it was a high risk play. If I Surfed, he got nothing out of the turn and lost to Glamora. Now I'm in a bad spot with my Samurai being in. It's not bad, but it's not amazing. Now, the upside is that he doesn't know what my Samurai's item is unless he's seen the team. So he goes to back Excalibur, which means he has to go Glaive Rush. I mean, he could Surf. I'll just stay in Surf. I don't want to go hard Corviknight and he Dragon Dances and he's a Icicle Spear variant. So he's banded. So the downside of this, obviously, is that now you give my King Gambit a free SD, and I now you know you're banded. I could he should go to his own Gambit, but as far as an end game, the problem is I don't know his Goldengo set, so I couldn't go to Tusk because if he switches to something other than that, or he just stays into Glaive again, like it's too much risk. SD here almost guarantees me a kill. I could sweep him here, truth be told, but since he's banded backs, I don't want him to Ice Shard me. Unfortunately, I don't have rocks. I don't have a lot going on, but I might guarantee myself a KO here minimum and still keep the Gambit. God. Okay. So he wasn't even... Glaive just killed me. Okay, so... Which means he probably dies to +1 sucker. If he's Terra, I mean, obviously. We might go for the ice move. I've seen this situation so many times. King Gambit. But he Terra'd, so he's probably going to feel comfortable. +1. Fallen 1. Sucker to Excalibur. 82 to 97. Yeah, I'll just go for it. If he Icicle Spears, I'll lose. I don't lose. It's an Iron Defense, but it'll be because I could sack something, go Corvi, Terra Steel, but he's Terra Ground, so that won't work. It'll be a prediction. If he gets it right, he gets it right. If he gets it wrong, he's done for. But that's the risk of doing what he did, though. Like, because now you're fucked. You're not fucked because you can go Gambit, but I 2 KO yours. It depends on what his Gambit speed tier is. But all I need now, like since he Terra'd, my Corviknight beats his Dragonite and his King's Gambit, right? So I could kowtow him twice. Do I want to take the damage? Let me think this through. Because his full Corona is an issue. But I can deal with it with Rain. And if I go Gambit now, I get to remove one of the... So I'm actually going to switch out. I'm not beating the Gambit, so there's no point in like forcing the issue here. It could be, if it's... Let me think. If it's... Yeah, I'll just knock off here. I don't want it being Balloon Goldengo, and I get absolutely no value out of the turn. Goldengo is offensively a really big issue for me. If I spin, knockoff guarantees me value no matter what. The Gambit's not threatening my gold. Say Balloon. It's Covert Cloak, and he took nothing from that, so he's definitely slower than me. Did you see how little he took from knockoff? He's like max defense, which is good. What? How the fuck did he take 45 from a knockoff and still have enough power to make it rain? I'm very surprised by that. Part of me wishes I didn't sack my Tusk, but at the same time, I was pretty confident I was faster. Nock did 45%. It didn't even do half. Am I missing something? Did my attack get dropped? Am I modest? No, I'm damn near. Is he max HP and whatever? What I'll do here. So I'm gonna Gambit. I shouldn't have Gambited here because the Gambit's still at full. This is a bad play actually. My play here was probably Pelipper. He leaves it in though, so it worked out for me. It was a bad play on my end. It just happened to work in this case, but it wasn't a good play. And it still isn't because I don't have any hazard control.
was gonna be key is that I needed the. Now it worked out in the sense that it caused him to sack his. So let me think, because what I need is a situation where the Volcarona can't quiver, so I'll need my rain or Katal with K 2AK on my Corviknight, depending on what his gambit is. Fire and defense. So I'll end up doing is Pellying, and I'm going to bank on the fact that it'll depend on what the Volk set is. It'll depend on a couple things. So he's faster than my Corviknight, so he's gonna get to Katal here. Obviously, I'll kill him with press. He won't do too much to me. 41. So his gambit is gone, and this is gonna come down to this is what I meant, like because what's gonna happen is his Volk's gonna come in and he has to quiver dance, and it'll depend on what his Volk set is, because my Corviknight should 1v1 his Dragonite, right? And so what I'll do is get the Brave Bird. Is it better the Brave Bird or Roost? I have a couple turns of rain. My Brave Bird get burnt. If he flamethrowers, it could end this way too. So I'll do is, since he should quiver first, I didn't expect that to one shot. Okay, he was offensive Volk. I didn't expect that to one shot, even with offensive Volk. So that's game then. I knew it would do a lot. I thought it would do like 90 something. That might have been max roll. Though Valiant takes a lot, and Volk is not the bulkiest thing once it has no investment. Not Volcano. I was like Volcarona Wall Breaker. What is that? Offensive Quiver Dance takes. Oh, it always dies. Wow. Okay then. So I made the right kind of. I set the thing up in the right way. So the rain sequence was actually quite well. The biggest mistake he made was giving Goldengo up, because as I said, Corviknight was a big issue. I didn't play this game super cleanly. Really, the main things was not accounting for him going to Glimmer. That was my worst case scenario. So I should have accounted for that. I thought about it and I was, there's very low likelihood he'll do that. And he did it, and it really paid off for him because my team is so slow. So had to account for that, because that really put me back. And then my big mistake with going Gambit, though it caused him to sack his Goldengo. So that was the opening I needed for my Corviknight, and then the rain. So yeah, the plans I made were the best ones possible. Having rain up with Volk. If he fire blasted there, I think I still won, because he'd only have Dragonite left, and then my Dragapult could go Gambit and Katal repeatedly. It would have been still close. Still would have been close. Because I have to Katal +1 D-Knight doesn't outspeed Dragapult. And depending on what his set is, I could Katal repeatedly, which likely 2-hit KO'd. Then he'd have to E-speed, and then Pult would come in and knock him out with Draco. So I still think I won, but not the best game on my end. Anyway, moving on. He has a Skeledirge. Samurott can really thrive in this one. I just don't have a lot for Walking Wake. I don't have anything for Walking Wake, frankly. Like, at all. I did not account for it. That's what Among Us was there for that. I was like, I used to have something. Among Us was there for that. So I'll have to beat him before he beats me. That's going to be that kind of game. Yes, he has a very good team for mine. Now, my saving grace is going to be Gambit. Gambit can mash him up. So Tusk plus Gambit, mashing him up early. And I think I'll get a lot of mileage out of Pult being Hydro Pump here. You'll see. Hydro Pump in the rain is going to go brazy. And Samurott clicking Ice Beam is going to be very useful as well. So it's really a matter of, okay, we're going to keep that Walking Wake at bay, right? I doubt this is Choice Scarfed. He just led Walking Wake because it was great versus the Pelly matchup. And he figures, okay, if you lead Dragapult, I can just switch out as he goes to Corviknight. Now, this could go so many different ways. I could Samurott immediately. I could Pelipper immediately. Pelipper should be slower and enable the rain. So, because I want Samurott. If I go Samurott in the rain, he has to go Amoonguss or Walking Wake, which means I can Ice Beam. And if I catch one of those on the right turn, I'm good. And he goes back to T-Tar. So many options here. So I don't think I'm getting anywhere without rocks. If I get rid of Walking Wake specs though, so Amoonguss comes in and it was lefties. I knew Amoonguss was coming in eventually. It's just a question of when and what am I gonna do at some beyond a point. What the fuck am I gonna do about it? Right? It's building up towards Gambit sweeping, and for Gambit to win, I think the only condition I need met is for him to Terra. I need a Skeledirge Terra'd, so that I can, well, Gambit with enough kills can 2-hit KO Skeledirge, the average Skeledirge, and if it's in the rain, Skeledirge can't even touch my Gambit, so I just beat that straight up. So honestly, I just need to know if Walking Wake's choice, so I don't have to sub. I don't have to predict sub, and I get rid of Great Tusk. So is it worth going for rocks here? Corviknight on the Ironhead. No, it's actually fine to go Corviknight here. I know he's gonna Spore. And now he's going to try to take advantage of the Walking Wake, which is fine. I mean, take advantage of my... So I'm going to get a turn of Sand Chip, which might be the difference between a Sucker Punch or not. So, okay. So let me see if that made a difference. King's Gambit. OU Swords Dance. Let me see. No Fallen. Though I'm not going to set up with no Fallen, but it gives me an idea. Sucker does 6... Okay. Yeah, that's great. And I get to U-turn here. Phenomenal. So, this is what we want. This is what we want. This is what we want. Because that Corviknight is slower than me. Excellent. Excellent. That's what I wanted. So, likely T-Tar going to have to take another bit of chip. Lovely. And my Tusk is in, hungry, and ready to go. Now I can get them rocks going. Walking Wake likely comes in here because he's like, well, fuck it. But he doesn't know anything about my Tusk, which is likely why he keeps going to Amoonguss. And so now that my Corviknight is spored, Amoonguss has to. So let me think this through now. So right now, Polt keeps luring in his Corviknight. Like one would assume, okay, Gambit makes a lot of sense. This has to have Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain, which does no damage. You can't Spore. It says whatever that last move is. If he goes for Foul Play, it would knock out my Polt and would give me good positioning. If I go Gambit, it would free up. It would allow. It would lure in Great Tusk. But what double could he make? He could double too. So I don't want him ever doubling to his Walking Wake. Even though rocks are up, I doubt it. Okay, so he doubles to Corviknight, which covered both Gambit. And so what I'm going to do is, this could be, if it's max Spadef, then that's good news for my Gambit later on. But if I Shadow Ball as he defogs, so I'll do his U-turn here, which him leaving the Corviknight in could have been a really shit play. If I had Fire Blast, I would have used it. So I'm assuming he went for, nah, this guy just went for defog. I know they're kind. Okay, I'll play the long game. I know he just mindlessly defog. Yeah. So that's it. I know they're kind. And what that means is that he's just mindlessly Brave Bird here. U-turn. So that hole was just for... It wasn't for not, but it was not as... I shouldn't get 2-hit KO'd here. Pelipper. Specs Draco with 2-hit KO. I mean... Pelipper would. Do I need my rain? Need, no, want, yes. Am I gonna Terra anybody else? Yeah, I'm gonna Terra my Gambit. Because Gambit's finna sweep. So, am I willing to let Pelipper take that much damage? I'll go Rot. Let him Draco. He Hydroed. Okay. Alright, then I have to let Unfortunately, I have to let Polt take this, but that's fine. It's not. Okay. 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 Belly's gonna take a ton from this, but it is what it is. I'll set up for the late game. It's fine. I'll just have to commit to he's hitting every Hydro Pump, but I get crit. Great. So that's it. I'll commit to. So I'll double the Samurai here. Covers, but even if he doubles, this doesn't really matter. Unless his Great Tusk can touch my my T-Tar. He's faster than me. So yeah, unless the Great Tusk can touch my so U-turn. It's probably Brave Bird then. Unless his Great Tusk can touch my my King's Gambit, which I doubt because he's offensive, which is even better for me. Once I Terra Flying, I should wash this guy. So Corviknight's Loki. So that did 24, which implies max Spadef. I just need setup fodder. So what I'm gonna do is spin. I'll spin, because I know he's going to do what he did. Yeah, since Gambit has Sucker, I don't have to worry about Walking Wake. Yeah, the crit on Gyro Pole was big, man. Of course, right? It caused me to lose half my team. The Specs Pump did a lot more to my Samurai than I expected. Without a boost. I mean, Samurai can't even take a resisted hit. It has to take that much from a resisted hit. So, very surprised the Among Us, unless he has something to touch Gambit. This doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Let's think about this. Let's say it's Stomping Tantrums. Or has Stomping Tantrum. No, it doesn't matter. Yeah, this dude, I don't know what this guy's doing, truth be told. What is he gonna do? Okay. So that did a lot more to me than I expected, but that's fine. It's not fine, but it's not the end of the world. So I terrored there. Should have terrored that turn. I didn't think he would do 47 to me though. Jesus. I have fallen 3. Do I need plus? No, I don't. Katao should knock him out from here. Yeah. Plus, I don't want to show my Terra yet. I want him to go Tusk and get dropped. So he goes Dirge. Katao should 2K and I should outspeed. Oh, he's fucking Fairy. And, okay, so he's Wisp committing, which means he thinks he doesn't know I'm Lum. Yeah, bang. That was the only thing I was concerned about. So his Tusk gets to come in. He has fucking Ice Spinner. This guy right here, bro. What is this garbage, man? It might end up helping me, but because he has to go hard Walking Wake. Because my Corviknight can still sweep him. If I'm yeah, you should go hard Walking Wake here because I haven't burnt any sleep turns. Yeah. So Corby could have won that end game. I just needed to. I needed to be faster than Walking Wake. Without the crit, we wouldn't have been in a situation where we'd even need to be risking that because Polt would have scared his Walking Wake out. So the big mistake was letting him Stomping Tantrum me. Terra Fairy. His Dirge was really fast. Like a lot more speed than me. Which means he was consistently fast. The Lum saved me, so that wasn't really... I mean, how could I account for the Tusk being Bandit Ice Spinner? That's never a set. So I don't regret any decision I made. My game plan was sound. The big thing again was getting rid of Walking Wake. If Walking Wake was gone, Corviknight Iron Defense embodied. Especially once I got rid of Skeledirge, but it is what it is. Because I don't have any. Among Us was there for that, but we also needed the dragon checks. So let's see. Samurai could do some here, but not really. It's really gonna be about Pult here. Pult overwhelming with Shadow Ball and maybe Gambit in the end game. It depends on. Could be Gambit, it could be Corviknight, depending on how the early game plays out. Samurai is very hard for him to switch into if I can get this fucking party started, but it's not looking easy. So I don't have anything that overwhelms him. So yeah, we're just gonna lean to. Can't lean to Gambit. Well, he might play like shit in the beginning, so who knows? Because all I need is one well-timed Grass Knot, and then I think Rain Boosted Hydro Pump should do it KO his Slowking. Definitely with Terra Water, but I don't think I want to Terra this. I suppose Terra Draco can. Terra Dragon Draco is good. I'd have to commit to not being Terra Gambit, which I think I could live without. Perhaps we'll see. So phase 1 is going to involve him trying to drop a Draco upon me. I didn't think he would be with Garchomp. This should be his only rock option. I'm very surprised he led with this. Let's say go Slowking here. This is Sash. I'm a U-turn. It could, if it's Scarf, it's Scarf. I don't understand why he led with that. Let me think this through. What's my... If I Samurott, I catch the Slowking. I'm gonna have to be a bit aggro versus his Slowking. If he stays in and lets me chop up his, okay. So it's red card and I get. I'm glad it's red card. That means it's not hazards. Is there a reason not to rocks first? These should slack off. Chilly Reception was bold. So he's committing to Hazard / Draco. So that means that now under Rain, my Samurai should 2 KO everything on his team. The Grass Knot did very little, but he has no item. And Slowking is, my Pelipper is actually really problematic. So actually Fire Blast first, which is great for us. Because he doesn't do the mindlessly Draco, but we're Pelly. We get all the health back as he rocks. But I think most importantly, oh wow, he tried to 2 KO me. Yeah. So he could Draco again, but I doubt it. I'd likely be staring down Slowking here, which is great. Question is, what do I want to pressure him with? Chilly Reception changes the weather, obviously. Pult could see him. Terra Water. Say again, this are Hydreigons. I'm fine with that. Sax Chomp. Should I U-turn there, but at the very least it keeps the Slowking out. I don't mind Hydreigon coming in too much. Yeah, it's annoying, but the upside is that it has to either, it could plot straight up, but I'd assume it subs. I don't want my Rain gone. And then it's gonna be in a bind, but I suppose it's gonna try to Terra. They run Earth Power Draco. But if it's not that, then my Corviknight, like Corviknight's a really big problem for him because I'm body press, so nothing on his team can beat Corvi at this point, depending on the Hydreigon variant he has. So I'll have to toss the most useful Pokemon on my team. I'm gonna go to Samurott. So he nasty plot straight up, which implies that he wanted to touch my Corviknight. Which means he's likely going to just Draco. If he Dracos, then lets me know what his set is. If he Dark Pulses, then I'll Surf on the odd chance that I'm probably going to faint here. But on the odd chance the Earth Power is one, I'll get a Torrent boosted hit. If he Dracos, then I know what his set is. It's probably Draco Earth Power, which is great news for Corviknight. So Garchomp being gone and me knowing the Garchomp set is good. Swords Dance, Gambino. If I kill this, Cinderace, if Iron Defense, there's no issue. Especially in the rain. Still have my rain. But a lot of these things like to run Will-O-Wisp, but that's not really relevant with Body Press. So I'm just thinking, okay, well, if what can Slowking can stay in and Terra Water and Surf Spam. What else? What else? I'm not terroring my Corviknight. I'm not terroring my Great Tusk. I might terror my Gambit. Unless he's Dark Pulse. If I see Dark Pulse, then I know, okay, I'm dealing with, okay, it's Dark Pulse. It's not good to see. Which implies that it's probably gonna Terra here to steal. That's annoying. Yeah, it's annoying more so because I know what the opponent is gonna do, and I have very little counterplay. It's not his fault. It's my own team construction's fault. I might have to Terra Fairy, because otherwise I'd have to go Gambit here, and he's going to try to sub down. Then a Dark Pulse. But how do I win? If I go Pelly and Terra Fairy. Surf. He'll 2AK on me. Well, it could be Dark Pulse Draco. It could be Dual Stab. Would the Surf do enough? I need my Corviknight. I want my Great Tusk. I don't need my Great Tusk. Okay. Terra Steel is a bitch, but it is what it is. It Dark Pulses, like I expected. Spin would, see, was it Earth Power? Should be faster now and knock him off. Like knock his item off. Break his sub with. So it's Flash Cannon, Dark Pulse. Okay. Okay. Alright then. Now I know it's set. You shouldn't have showed me Flash Cannon. Yeah, that was a misplay. Yeah, that was a big misplay, showing me Flash Cannon. He should have bluffed. He should have went Dark Pulse again. But I guess he's fearing that I might have something to touch him. And his Gambit doesn't have an item, so that's blessed. 22%. He could be low kick Gambit. He terrored already. He's only fallen one. My Corv will take two, especially because I'm lefties. VSDs, I got him. Yeah, he's low kick. The way he was playing, I was like, he might be low kick. So he either Katals or goes back to Slow King. Now Gambit, every time it comes in, is a bitch. So I'll do Iron Defense first. It's the odds for Cinderace. We Body Press the Ace, even if he Will-O-Wisps or Powerball's not doing any damage. So he probably U-turns out into Slow King here. He might Powerball Crit Fish if he's feeling desperate, or Court Change this turn. Let's see if he Pyros again. No, let him Court Change. No, he didn't Court Change. Should do it this turn then. Okay, he's like, I need you low enough to be taken on by my Hydreigon. Look at me eating up them Powerballs. Now I could have PP stalled his Powerballs, obviously. It goes Hydreigon first, which means he's in a state of desperation. He wants this gone. And I know you want it gone. I'm not going to have it gone, though. No, sir. No, I could Tower hard here. Even if he goes Gambit. With Terra Flying, but... What do you think? If I Terra Flying, I'm not ever Terraing. I want this gone. But if I Terra, then his Hydreigon can hit my Gambit. Alternatively... I'm actually gonna hard Pelipper here. He's probably gonna Katawa hard, but there's no reason not to low kick. So he Swords Dances. There's a question of is he's faster than me. I didn't account for Swords Dance, truth be told. Swords Dance, Katal, low kick. Actually, Terra Fairy walls this. Yeah, I just Terra Fairy here. Yeah, I just dawned on me. He's probably low kick, dual stab ground. So, yeah, I guess perfect. Now, I always just Katal, and the Dragonite can't muscle past Corviknight in the rain. Yeah, I completely forgot that Katal doesn't run. Good nasty plot, but it wouldn't have mattered because you can't. He was going for the flinch hacks. Problem is that I could just come in and shot a ball. You can't account for the speed. So now he goes Dragonite, I go Corviknight. Yeah. Slowking could get a little annoying if I let him kill my Gambit. Besides, there should be no variant of D-Knight. Okay, it's banded too. Alright, that's perfect. That makes even more reason I go Corviknight here. Even if he were to Fire Punch in the rain. He had to make that play, but it wouldn't have made a difference. Yeah, that's game. So yeah, we're gonna end it there. Corviknight came through. I think we won the last game, assuming no crit. Even then, the big thing was the being banded Ice Spinner, right? I guess it's pretty rare. When I saw no item, I knew it was offensive, but they could be so many different things. But I didn't think banded and Ice Spinner, so that really messed up my plan with Gambit sweeping. But it is what it is. We learn. Hovering right into 18s. We're gonna switch to a new team, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.